Let's make dinner. All right, we are starting with this white cheddar and bacon smoked sausage. It was on sale at Walmart. I got some Walmart cash for it. And then same with the Knorr pasta sides that we're going to be enjoying it with. So I thought this was a good combo. So I just got those chopped up, throwing those in a nice hot pan just to get them a little color. Again, they are totally cooked through, but I always like just giving them a few minutes just to get a little bit of color in the pan. So since I got these with the Walmart cash, I will say if you do have the Walmart app, it is kind of fun to just look through those items that do have Walmart cash attached to them, see if it's anything that you normally purchase, or like something that you normally purchase, maybe just like a different brand. And then you can get a little Walmart cash back for it. If it's not something you normally purchase, then it's not worth it. So to the same pan, I added the necessary water and milk for the pasta, and then of course some butter because butter makes everything better. We are going with the 4 cheese pasta for this Knorr pasta size, and I did get 4 of them. So I'm just going to be dumping each one of those in, so that's why the water looks like a lot. But I promise it's going to soak all of that up because I did do one package directions times 4. And then we're just going to give that a nice stir, and through the magic of editing, it will magically be ready to go. So once it's cooked, we're going to add back in our sausage, and then I did also cook up a frozen bag of broccoli, gave it a rough chop just so there were no giant pieces, and then gave that a nice stir. And this is one of my go-tos just to add something to just a box, in this case a bag, like mac and cheese situation. Add a protein, add a veggie, you get a little color, a little extra nutrients there. Top it with a little shredded cheese, and it was a super easy to come together dinner. This next dinner for the week was, if you've watched a previous Let's Make Dinner, it's our Hawaiian chicken sheet pan dinner. I had prepped this alongside making one in a previous video. And so the only thing that I hadn't added to that was the chicken. All the veggies and the sauce and everything I had thrown in a Ziploc, throw it in the freezer, and then all I had to do tonight, the night that I was making this, was just add some chicken. I didn't have any more broccoli. Otherwise, I do typically add like one bag of frozen broccoli, and I throw that in as well just because we really love broccoli in this house. But yeah, it came together really quickly. The longest time, of course, was just putting it in the oven. It smells so good. Like, just for the smell alone, this meal is delicious. And then I always serve it over bowls of rice. So I'm just serving up some for myself and my husband. Typically, my daughter will probably just mostly eat the rice when we make these meals, but sometimes she'll pick at the veggies, and chicken is hit or miss. Depends if she's feeling the sauce or not. But once I get those in the bowls, then I do like to go in and top it with just a little bit of a terry sauce, just for a little hit of extra sweetness. If you have like some cilantro, green onions, that would also be really good on top. Just kind of depends on what I have in the fridge whenever I make it. But super common staple dish in our house. We love a sheet pan dinner, easy cleanup. On to our next one. This is going to be semi-homemade dinner because we stopped at our local Harmon's grocery store. We like to get these 4-piece chicken dinners. So we get 2 4-piece chicken dinners. They each come with 4 pieces of chicken tenders, 2 sides, and you can either choose a roll or a cookie. I always opt for the cookies, and then we get a side of rolls on the side. And then I just go in and I kind of make these little mini chicken sliders. So I cut the chicken tenders in half, I cut the rolls in half, put the little chicken pieces on it, and then I also have some cheese that I will top it with as well. But this is just a quick dinner, something easy we can pick up at the grocery store that requires minimal prep on my part. I mean, yes, we could eat it as is, but I just like making these kind of like Chick-fil-A dupes almost. And then we got mac and cheese and mashed potatoes in one of the meals, and then we got mashed potatoes and potato wedges in the other one. I will say I think the mashed potatoes are better than the mac and cheese, at least from our particular store, I could eat a gallon of these mashed potatoes. And then I'm giving each of us a potato wedge as well. I did zap it in the microwave just since it had kind of cooled down from our time at the store, coming home, all of that good stuff. I added some green beans and then a side of Chick-fil-A sauce. Delicious. Up next, this is just a side to a meal that we had. I was just like craving jalapeno poppers just because. So I de-seeded and chopped up. I ended up just doing, I know I cut two here, but I ended up only using one jalapeno because it turned out to be like a lot. And I am not a super spicy fan, and I tried to get this as small as possible with my knife here without, of course, adding my fingers to the recipe. So a nice, as small as I could make it, so we didn't end up with super big chunks, but I'm just adding it to the bowl that I did put in some softened cream cheese too. And what my idea that I had with this was like wontons, and I think would have really made it super delicious if I had bacon, but I didn't have bacon this night. So we're just going with the cream cheese, the jalapeno, and then some cheddar cheese as well. And I'm just going to give that a stir. I think my cream cheese could have been a little softer, but I made it work. And then the shredded cheese, and then some salt, pepper, garlic powder, just a little bit of flavor, since I wasn't putting in bacon. And then again, we're just going to give that a stir until everything comes together. And then I'm going to have my little station here where I have a little bowl of water, and then I have my little wonton wrappers. And I folded them, and then I folded the two corners, so it's kind of like a little envelope. But then as I was going back through, I decided I needed more space, so I ended up folding it all three corners of the triangle down just to give myself more space on the trays. I just squirted these with a little oil, popped them in the air fryer till they were nice and golden brown, and we ate these alongside just a simple bowl of rice and chicken, and we dipped them in the mayploy sweet chili sauce. Super delicious, nothing fancy, just a fun little side to have during the week just to mix things up. This next section isn't a meal, but I do like to buy in bulk. So I have a local butcher store just right down the street from my house, and they offer bulk ground beef, bulk chicken. So right here I am portioning out. I just got 10 pounds of ground beef. So that's what's in the large bag. And then I have my kitchen scale, some Ziploc bags, and I'm just portioning out about 1 pound of ground beef. So, and then I will stick those in my freezer. And it's just a little more cost effective to do it this way. And I do have like a freezer in the garage plus the freezer in my house. So I do have a little bit of freezer space, and neither of them are huge, but for this purpose, it does hold the ground beef, and then just kind of limits the amount of times I need to buy meat at the store because I typically just buy it in bulk like this. And to save a little bit of space in my freezers, I do kind of freeze them so they're kind of in like these little logs, and then I can just pile them together, both in the garage freezer and in the house freezer if necessary. So I did do 9, if you were counting. I did do 9 here, and that's because I saved out a pound, the last pound of ground beef, so I could make some taco meat. So I just seasoned that up with some chili powder or taco seasoning, garlic, and we're just making what I call Burrito Supremos in our house. So it's just ground beef. I had whole pinto beans this night. I had some Spanish rice that I got from the dollar store, just like one of those little 90-second heat in the microwave pouches. Some queso cheese, favorite, delicious. Could eat it just anytime, really. So we just got that on, and then I'm going to throw on some cilantro. And then the last step, and what makes it a Burrito Supremo, kind of like a Crunchwrap Supreme, is just to crush up a few tortilla chips, just so we get that kind of texture. And I was really bummed, but as I was rolling that first Frito, the whole thing just like split. The second one didn't split. I ended up having to wrap the second one or the first one. Then we toast them in the oven just to give them a little color. Oh, so delicious. And then I serve it just with some sour cream mixed with salsa. It's one of our favorite meals. This last thing that I'm doing, like I prepped the ground beef in the previous one, or in the previous clip here, I got 10 pounds of bulk chicken breasts. Ground beef is a lot easier because I just throw it all in each individual bag and go about my day. The chicken does take longer to prep because they're just chicken breasts that are untrimmed. So I go through and I cut them and trim them and make them how I want them and take out whatever pieces I do not want. So I'm only including a video of just one of the chicken breasts that I'm doing because otherwise we'd be here all day, and plus I think raw chicken is gross. So that's why I'm wearing gloves. But once I got it all portioned out, it does take some time, put on some music, jam out to some Wicked and stuff. And then I'm doing the same thing like the ground beef, just kind of making it a small little cylinder so I can just pop those in the freezer and then have them to pull out during the week. I hope this inspired you to make something delicious. Thanks so much for watching.